And after you leave a like, remember to smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel as yet. And remember to hit the notification bell so every time I post a video, you can know right away. Subscribe, 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 subscribe. What's up, my YouTube friends, viewers, subscribers, everybody? Welcome back to another banger motivational video. Let's get it. So right now I'm going to teach you guys how to be self-motivated, because what I notice nowadays, people lack a lot of ability to better themselves. But for you guys that are searching for stuff and you come across my videos, and also for my subscribers, I make these videos for people to, listen, watch, learn, evolve, and so forth. So if you don't feel like you're motivated to do something, then you're on the right video. So like I said 2 seconds ago, I'm going to teach you guys how to be self-motivated. So exactly what it said: motivated and self. So self-motivated comes from within you, obviously. So if you don't feel motivated to do something, it's obviously what you're doing is either you're doing it wrong or it's not meant for you, because self-motivated comes from within you. So it depends on your interests, your passion. You don't need others' opinion in order to do something or better yourself, because you know exactly what you want, you know exactly what you're doing. So if you lack self-motivation, that's probably why you're doing something wrong, or you're doing something that somebody else wants you to do. Because like I said in 90% of my motivational videos, everything you want comes from you. If you need someone's opinion to do something, it will never work. So if you're not feeling motivated to say get up and go get a job, that's probably because you're looking at the wrong job. That's it. So in order for you to be self-motivated, you have to have you have to find what you're interested in and what you can do in order to be self-motivated. Because if you find something that you're not interested, you're not going to be motivated to do it. How much times have you fallen asleep in class when you were going to school, in a class that you didn't like? That's because you don't like it. You're not interested in it. So you're not motivated enough to learn anything. But put yourself in your most favorite subject. You're always wide awake. You're quick to learn everything like that. You're motivated. You want to learn more. That's the same thing with life. So if you're not motivated to do something, you might want to check whatever it is that you're doing, because you're doing something wrong. Because each of us is interested in different things. So if you sit down and you say, "Oh, I'm not interested in anything. I'm not motivated to do anything," that's because you haven't find what you're interested in yet. So first, what you have to do is you have to figure out who you are, what you can do, what you can make happen, what you love doing, what you're interested in. When you find those 5 stuff, then it's easier for you to be motivated to get something done. Do something you love. Look at, if you got a 9 to 5 and you say you go to your 9 to 5 job and every day it's like, "Oh, I don't want to be here." That's because you hate the type of job that you're doing. And I always tell people, I have nothing personally against a 9 to 5, because before you achieve real greatness, you need to start, because you have to get a job to make some money, to invest in yourself, to put yourself where you're trying to go, if that makes sense. So I always tell people, if you're going to go get a job, at least work somewhere that you enjoy doing it, else you're not going to want to be there. And that's the thing with people nowadays. They give their resumes and sign up application, all these kind of stuff all over the place. And then when they get a call and they go there and they do the interview and they get hired and they're miserable, then they work for 2 or 3 months and then boom, they're gone again. They're not motivated to do it. That's because they're not interested. So like I said, find what you're interested in, find what you're passionate about, find what you love doing. And let me tell you something. If you enjoy doing something and you're not getting paid, that's your passion. How much YouTubers start from the bottom, like me, start from the bottom? You make a couple of videos, you're not getting paid as yet, but you still do it because you love it. That's life. That's how you're gonna be self-motivated. And like I said, if you haven't found what you're interested in or what you love doing, that's probably you don't know yourself, you don't know what you're good at, and you need everyone's opinion. No, everyone's opinion doesn't matter. You need to look within yourself to say, you know what? I want to figure out who I am, what I can do. Because you can love cooking, but you hate sewing. You can love mechanic, but you hate welding. How are you going to know what you're good at if you never did it before? That's why when you go to school, they always have those type of classes that like skill classes that's like cooking, sewing, welding, mechanic, food and nutrition, all those kind of stuff. And like say every 3 months, you take one course throughout one whole grade to see what you like doing. So I think like say high school was designed to teach us about what we want our future to be, what you're interested in. Because even in say high school, you got swimming, you got basketball, track and field, you got dancing, you got drumming, you got all those type of stuff. And in high school, like I said, every 2 months throughout one whole grade, they put you say 2 months in cooking, 2 months in sewing, 2 months in welding, 2 months in this, 2 months in that. That's the skill area to see what you're good at. Because not a lot of people are big on natural intelligence and learn stuff quickly. So they put you in different grades to say, you know what, they're passing this and they're failing this. So obviously this is what they're good at. Because high school, they don't mark you. When you fail a skill class, they don't mark you on that. They mark you based on what you're passing. And then by the time you keep going from grade to grade, then they say, you know what? You did great in this class. Do you want to take this as your career? That's how it goes. That's how you're going to be self-motivated. Something that you love. Something that you enjoy doing, especially before you're getting paid to do it. It's the same thing. It comes from within you. You don't need everyone's opinion. Let me tell you something. If you listen to everybody else's opinion on what you're doing, you will lose and you will fail because people are only going to tell you based on their interests or their interest level. Sorry. So if a person is not, say, dedicated to something, they're going to say to you, don't waste your time doing that because you can't do it. But what if you're the type of person to say, you know what? I want to become a teacher. And then all your friends not dedicated to do anything, they're going to say to you, why are you going to spend thousands of dollars going to school to become a teacher when you can sit at home with all of us and achieve absolutely nothing? It's the same thing. You just have to figure out what you love, figure out what you enjoy doing, and that's how you will develop self-motivation. And you also have to be confident within yourself that whatever you're doing, you know what you're doing. Even if you're not quite sure, you figure it out as you go. I always say, you can't learn to drive in a parked car. If you didn't put the car in drive, you will never learn how to drive. Sitting down and moving this thing, you will never learn how to drive. Life's about taking risks. So you have to put yourself out there and figure out what you want without everybody. Let me tell you something. The moment you start to do something, you're going to have everybody, oh, don't do this, oh, don't do that, or do it this way, or do it that way. But if you really think about it, what everyone is telling you how and when or why to do it, they never did it themselves. So why are you going to sit down and let somebody else tell you how to do something when they're not in the same field as you and they don't understand you? That's why a lot of people will fail. And this is why a lot of people are extremely scared to start. And a lot of people lack self-motivation, and that is why. Because number one, they're scared about what everybody else may say. Number two, they're worrying about other people's opinion. So what if, say, your mom wanted you to become a lawyer and you yourself wanted to become a pilot? What if you like flying a plane from you were a kid and your mom probably didn't know, and your mom or your parents think, sorry, that they want you to become a lawyer because it's a generational, everyone in the family was a lawyer. And then you're that one that say, you know what, I want to become a pilot. I enjoy flying planes and all that kind of stuff. What are you going to do? Spend thousands of dollars going to law school, burn a lot of money to do something you don't love? Your family and friends will accept you for who you are depending on the decisions you make. And after you make the decision, they have no choice but to accept it because that shows them that you know what you want and you know what you're doing. Because your parents' responsibility is to find what's best for you. But also, the more you grow, you have to decide what is best for yourself. You have to decide what you love doing because that's your career you're going to start. And you can't, if you want to become a pilot, you can't focus on becoming a lawyer because you don't want to do it. You're going to have no motivation to do it. You're going to be, depending on what area of a lawyer you choose, you're going to be on every case, losing every case because you don't want to fight for that. You're not interested. You don't even care about whether you win or lose the case because you're still getting paid. But if you're flying the plane, then you'll be more interested in self-motivation. You self-motivated, so you probably tell everybody else, "Oh, I'm the pilot. I'm not the co-pilot, pilot, and blah 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 blah, and all this kind of stuff." So, in order for you to be self-motivated, you have to look within yourself and figure out who you are, what you can do, what you can make happen, your interests, and then you will develop the drive in order to be motivated and push forward every day, and not listen to what nobody else have to say about what you're doing. Because let me tell you something, people will talk regardless. You can't, that's something you can't escape. So if you're worrying about, oh, somebody else has to say this, I won't start. The only person you're hurting at the end of the day is yourself. Because you're going to spend 5 years wanting to do something and scared of what everybody else has to say, not knowing when you start whatever it is that you wanted to do, and they see that you're making progress and you're learning as you go, they will give you the respect that you deserve. But you're not going to get the respect because you're easily influenced. People only tell you what you can or can't do depending on their own ability and their own understanding. That's why you can't force someone to believe what you can do. They won't understand. See, if you're using all your mental energy arguing with someone back and forth, trying to say to them, oh, I can do this and I can do that, you're wasting your time. They won't understand. They don't have the ability to understand what you are saying. And a lot of people can't communicate how you want them to communicate based off their own understanding. And at the end of the day, you're going to be even more burnt out. And you still never get to start at the end of the day. So what do you think is better? Sit down, figuring out who you are, look within yourself, know what you can do, not listen to nobody, and make the step forward and learn as you go and gain their respect? Or you're going to sit down and need validation from everybody else. Oh, what do you think I should do, this or that? And then that's how you end up being led astray. That's a prime example of why people are not, say, learning who they are and achieving stuff nowadays. Everyone is more average than they are of not being average. Because everyone is sitting down in the same spot, worrying about what everybody else has to say around them. If you got a job and you want to become a business owner, why are you worrying about your coworkers saying, "Oh, we've worked here for 15 years and you just come here in 3 years. You think you can start a job?" What if you know how to save your money? Because you already know how much it costs to open a store, open a store. Sorry, I was about to say open a business, but same thing. You know how much it costs to open a store. You know how much it's gonna cost to get your accessories that you want to sell, whether food, clothes, or gadget. You know exactly how much it costs. So you're fully aware that you need to save this amount. You need to have this much credit. And if you want to borrow a loan, well, you need good credit in order to borrow a loan. And you're fully aware of that. So maybe you say, you know what? All I need is, say, 20 grand in order to start my own business. And you're there working and saving. And then people there 15, 20 years telling you, oh, you can't start a business because I'm here 20 years and I can't do that. They're going to tell you because they can't do it. That's why sometimes it's best, like it's okay for you to ask for someone's opinion, but most time I feel like you're wasting your time. It's sort of depending on who you ask. If you need someone's opinion on something, it's better you ask somebody that you like or somebody that you trust or someone that's in the same field as you. That means they will understand more of what you're saying. Because if you want to start a YouTube channel, you can't ask somebody that's like doing a regular 9-to-5 job for 20 years. You can't ask them because they don't know. The only type of people that you can ask, or maybe one that's doing a 9-to-5 the same and figuring out their YouTube career as they go, or you watch other YouTubers that already arrived. That's how you're going to know what to do. So it's all about who you listen to. That's why you lack self-motivation. Self-motivation is within everyone, but the only way you're going to unlock it is you have to know your interests. If you don't know your interests and you're scared of what everybody else may say, you lack self-motivation. It may sound harsh for me to say it, but it's true. You wake up every morning, day by day, looking at the sun going by. You're not motivated to do anything. Wasting your own life away, worrying about what everybody else has to say about you. No one is going to care what you're doing unless you start. And back to the parked car. People will walk by every day and see you in a parked car, and they're not going to say anything. They may say, "Oh, the car is parked," and blah 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 blah. They're still going to talk. The moment you put that car in drive and then it's struggling, they're going to say, "Oh, learning how to drive already." When you get your license, "Oh, I see you get your license." People are going to speak regardless. It all depends on what you want them to say about you. That's how you're going to develop self-motivation. Like, it's in you. It's within you. You may not know it as yet, but it's in you. You're doing something wrong. If you're not motivated to do something, you're doing something wrong. If you don't want to get up and go to your job, then you're in the wrong job. If you don't want to get up and start your career, then you're in the wrong career. If you skip a class, that's because you're not interested in the class. How much everybody got different level of friends. You got a friend that you will hang out with every day, and then you got some that occasionally. You got some that you go out with, and then you got some that you rather stay home with. Everyone got different level of friends. So your friend that you say go out with, always going out, always got time to do everything. You think that same friend, you think you're gonna have the same bond sitting at home every day doing nothing? No, absolutely not. That friend is for outgoing. That friend like going out. And you only see that friend only when you go out. So if you invite that friend at home, the vibe will never be the same. Because that friend is not interested in being in a home space. They rather be out. Same thing. And you may sit down and look within. How much times have you go places with someone, and then if it's like somewhere else, they seem different? That's why. That is why. That's because they're may not doing something that they're interested in, or they're relaxed. That's it. But self-motivation comes from within you. It's in you. And I hope you guys are following me. This is why I keep giving you guys example, and I keep saying the same thing. It's in you. So if you don't know, you need to find what you're interested in. You're doing something wrong. If you're not motivated at all, you're doing something wrong. And a lot of people search for a different drive. Oh, I need a kid. Oh, I need a house. I need a family. No, no, no. Do not make your life 10 times harder than how it needs to be before you start. No, a lot of people tend to think, oh, it has to be harder before it gets better. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. You do not go out of your way to make your life harder intentionally and think it's going to be easier along the way. It'll never be easier. When people say it's going to be hard before it gets easier, that means in the beginning, when you're learning and you're figuring it out. And then as you go, you'll understand more. That's what they mean. It's going to be harder before it gets easier. That's what they mean. Not, oh, I'm going to go buy a house and go buy a car and then lose everything and bankruptcy. And then my life will take off from there and I'm going to be living my best life. No, 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 no. Life doesn't work like that, my friend. If you go out of your way to make your life harder than what it needs to be, you're going to sit down in the same spot until you pick yourself up in order to move forward. A lot of people misunderstand a lot of stuff that's going on in this world. It's real. And I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again. Well, let me say this one more time. Self-motivation comes from within you. If you pick someone else's interest, you won't be motivated to do it. Because everyone is interested in different things. So if you say you want to get up and you want to go all over the place with this friend, you're probably trying to figure out if you're interested in. Because all you got to do is do it one time, and then you'll know if you like doing it or not. You don't have to do it 50 times to know. Let's say your friend is always at the mall. How are you going to know if you like being at the mall if you never went? You have to go there. You have to move around. You have to experience being there in order for you to not like it. But a lot of people always tend to think, oh, I don't like doing this and I don't like doing that. How are you going to know if you never do it? That's like saying, oh, that's like a broke people saying, oh, I don't want no money. Did you ever get a job? No. Did you ever got paid before? No. Okay. Did you ever buy something you love? No. Okay. Then of course you're not gonna want to get a job. You never did it. You think a millionaire can say, oh, I don't know why I waste my time becoming a millionaire. They can say that because they already did it. You think a guy with uh $5 grand in his account is gonna say, oh, I don't want to become a millionaire? No, 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 no. Everyone is striving for greatness. And it's only when you achieve it, that's when you can say you don't like doing it. And then along the way, if you're doing it with, say, people, you're probably doing it because everyone else is doing it. But the moment you're left alone, you can't move forward. That's because your drive that you got was based on somebody else's interest. No, you need to cut that out. You need to find what you're interested in and go from there. That's how it is. So you need to stop relying on everyone's else ability and how everyone's else knowledge and start worrying about you. You're different from them. Your gift is different from theirs. So what if your friend is, say, want to become a mechanic and you're there sitting down looking at engines and all that kind of stuff, bored as hell, don't know what nothing is, sort of like myself. I'm not a mechanic. So same thing. And then it's like you're there and you're like, oh, my friend is want to become a mechanic, I'm probably going to become a mechanic too. And then when you're at home, you're cooking, you're doing all that kind of stuff, and you learn more when you're cooking. But when you're around the engine with your mechanic friend, you can't learn nothing, and you don't see that it's because you're not interested in it. You can't base your interests on somebody else's skills. Everyone is different. You need to find yours. That's why you lack self-motivation. And let me say it again, it's in you. You notice how much time I say this? It is in you. It is in you. You don't have to be extremely strong mind or easily influenced. Self-motivation comes from within you. So for those that are, say, strong mind, that's because they know what they're interested in and they refuse to let everybody else lead them astray. That's why they're classified as strong mind people or strong mind individuals. If you're easily influenced, that's because you don't know what you're doing. You're the type to tag along. That's why you're easily influenced. So it's like, say, oh, let's go do this. You're like, oh, okay, let's go. You never said, oh, but I can't do this today, but maybe tomorrow or maybe in 2 days because I got this. Never. So it's not depending on whether you're a strong mind or easily influenced. Because if you're easily influenced, then that means you don't know what you're interested in. If you're a strong mind, you know exactly what you're doing and you're learning as you go. So you can't say, oh, I'm easily influenced or I'm slow. No, no, no. That's completely garbage. If you think you're slow or easily influenced or stupid or there's something wrong with you, that's because you don't know what it is that you're doing yet. You don't know who you are. You don't know your skills, your knowledge. You don't know. So what you do, you think it's easier to tag along with everybody else and do what everybody else is doing. And most times you're irritated because you don't want to do it. And you're telling me you're everywhere because you can know if you like doing something or if you don't. Even if you're strong mind or self-motivated, you can know if you like doing something or not. The moment you go around something, you can probably look probably 10 seconds to 1 minute and you can already know that you don't like it. You don't have to be strong-minded. You don't have to be self-motivated. You don't have to be nothing. You can just go there and look. And you can say, you know what? If you were here with me making this video right now, and you're sitting over there, and I'm making this video right here, and then you see me start setting up on all that kind of stuff, you can see before I start the video if you're interested in it. You can say, oh, ring light, table. Oh, I like the way how this guy set himself up. Oh, the phone holder is there and the clicker is here, so he don't have to get up. I like this little setup. You can know. But if you're not interested in it, you probably sit down and you probably see me start setting up, and then you say, well, it's all right. By the time I start the video and start doing what I'm doing, you're in your phone scrolling. That's because you're not interested in it. You're not. So it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You have to know what you're interested in order to be self-motivated. I've said it throughout the whole video. Most of my motivational videos, I always keep the punchline throughout the whole video so I don't stray from the concept. That's how it is. So I don't want you to tell me, oh, but, there's no but, there's no if, there's no maybe. It's either yes or no. It's either you can or can't. That's it. And let me tell you something. Yes and no, can't and can, those two things can always be right. It can always be right. Because yes, I can make a YouTube video. That's because of me. That's my interest. You can sit next to me and you can't do what I'm doing and you don't like making videos and whatnot. And you can say, no, you're also right. You're also, sometimes both answers are right. And then if I say, oh, I can edit my own videos. And then you're going to say, oh, but I can't edit my own videos because I don't know how. You're not lying. You really do not know how. And I know how. I can and you can't. And both of us are right. You see where I'm going? So if you argue with someone or you need someone's opinion, both of you guys are right. That's why you guys are arguing back and forth. Two answers may be different, but both of you guys are right. Because what makes your answer right is depending on the knowledge you got, the skills you got, and what you can do, your interest level. So both of you guys are right. So if you never heard that before, you're hearing it now. So if your answer is different from someone else's answer, do not think just because they know what they're doing that you are wrong. No, you're not wrong. If you don't know, you don't know. And you're right because you don't know. And they're also right because they know. But the only reason why you lack self-motivation is because you do not know your interests. You don't need someone else's opinion. And if you rely on someone's opinion before you start what you love, you will never start. You will never start. Look back. For you guys that are like lack self-motivated, sorry. Look back on how much time you could have done something, but you asked somebody else for their opinion and you never did it. And look back to see how long it's been since then. Look at all the time that were wasted. But if you had started when you asked the same person, you could have been further if you're interested in it. So if you're interested in it and you ask somebody and they tell you, oh, no, you can't do it and blah, 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 blah. Look back to how long that was when you asked. You don't think you could have been further and wiser and figuring everything out as you go? Come on. We live in a world where everyone see the world different and everyone see the world based off their own knowledge and everyone communicate based off their own understanding. That's why you can't argue with someone that know less than you. You can't argue with them because they're going to irritate you. How much times have you argued with somebody that don't, like, just from you talking back and forth with them, you can understand that they misunderstood you. They have no idea what you're saying. That's because the people can only communicate based off their own intelligence. That's life. But like I said, both people are right. So you need to find what you're interested in order to be self-motivated. It's in you. Do not let nobody tell you can't. Do not let nobody lead you astray. If you ask for their opinion, they will lead you astray. They will. Trust me, they will. It's in you. You have to find it. You have to dig deep within yourself and find it. You have to. It's there. All of us got our own gifts. All of us can do different things. And until you figure out what it is that you need to do, nobody else can help you. Your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your auntie, your uncle, they don't know. Only you know. You have to look within yourself, dig deep within yourself, and figure out who you are and what you can do. Your parents can't help you with this one. Some stuff your parents, they can guide you towards what they think is best for you. But you have to look within yourself and decide what is best for you, what you love doing. And then you'll figure out how to move forward. And then you will be self-motivated, and then you will develop the sensation of being strong mind. That, not say stubborn, well, stubborn people are a strong mind, same thing. But you will develop your own intelligence in order to move forward because you're learning. And then no one will be able to lead you astray. And then slowly but surely, no one's opinion will matter to you anymore because you know exactly what you're doing. And then you already know what they're saying is completely nonsense to what you know. Then you'll understand more that they don't understand what you're doing. That's why they keep saying that. That's why they keep saying, no, you can't do it, because they don't understand it. And then you will learn more, and then you'll get the respect that you deserve when they see you start moving forward and growing. And before you know it, you will be getting paid to do it. That's how it is. So I hope this message was useful for some of you guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. I will be back doing more stuff. You go enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out. And don't forget to follow me on social media. I post daily on them.